But moving straight into our second conversation for today, and I'm really super excited about this conversation because, and also, I mean, the panel here represents this conversation because we've made an evolution, we've evolved when it comes to our music and social media. I mean, Trig was in a day where we didn't really have social media, it was not evident as it is now, it was not in abundance as it is now. And then we also have Pepper, who has been in the middle there somewhere, you know, the Gen Z. We get to enjoy all the music right now on all social media platforms. And also we have Edem, who is an entertainment journalist. He's able to give us a chronicle of the evolution that we've made when it comes to music, social media. I mean, the losses and the gains that we've made as an industry. But starting this conversation off with you, Trigmatic, and I'll ask you this particular question because it's very, very dear to my heart. I mean, social media, I mean, we all love it now. It started as a tool for communication and everything. But would you agree with me that social media is becoming a tool for distraction now in this present day and age?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know what is destroying, actually, but for me, I look at the high points all the time. But for social media, we wouldn't have known a lot of people, a lot of talents. We wouldn't have known that they existed. For me, it's done more good than bad. Even artists are able to directly communicate with their fans, which never used to exist. You have collaborations being enabled easily by social media. Some of the features I've done in recent times, it's just through reaching out to one or two people on their Twitter, on their X or Instagram, and then they check your profile and they want to work with you, and that's it. So for me, it's done more good than bad. Maybe, yes, it makes some artists short-lived because social media is about attention. And so, yes, people easily discard records and maybe direct album sales, which all across the world has been a problem. But for me, it's done more good. I mean, think about some records that have been revived through social media. I mean, you look at TikTok challenges that have brought back some old songs that, I mean, I hate to call songs old because they never get old. They brought back some songs from back in the days, and that's because somebody probably did some video or something and had it in a bag, and I'm like, oh wow, this song, you know, is there. Look at what there's this high life song that was all over. You have new guys, new sensations, pick some of the songs, remake them, put them in challenges, and it catches fire, and it takes the audience back to the original song.
But
and so,
you see, Trig, I'm asking this question because in your days, your song would be a hit because the act has to really work into pushing it out there. But right now, somebody does a song, puts it on social media, and expects the song to blow by itself.
No, because you see, let's not forget, technology is meant to bring efficiency and cut all the hustle, make things easy. So why are we fighting it? I mean, soft life, why are we fighting it? If I had to, those days you have to, during your record, you need to carry your CDs, have them in a bag, chase radio presenters from one place to the other. Or if you had a music video, even if you look at the specifications that TV stations would have given you at the time, you needed to actually get a proper editor to do it to fit that specification. Now get somebody to physically give it to somebody who used to collate videos for maybe MTV or Channel O at the time, and then they would have to send them either on tapes, or you have to have one tape, one CD, and then they will have to now fly those things back. I mean, all that, you cut the chase, put it in a Dropbox link, or do a WeTransfer, and it's gone. You know, so for me, this is the time.
It has made life easier. Right, but Peppo, to you, right now, I would ask you this to know your perspective when it comes to popularity of songs. If a song is not big on social media, does it then mean that it's not big?
No. We have songs that are meant for streams. We have songs called streaming songs, and they don't necessarily need to be popular. But when you check the back end, they are doing well. Because there are songs that are not popular, but when I'm having a long drive, I'll listen to over and over again. It doesn't have, the song doesn't necessarily have to be big for me to. And everyone, you have a particular song you listen to that's not big.
Yeah, that's not, because you see, I'm asking this because right now, like Trig mentioned the TikTok, right? So, because even to the extent that now we had TikTokers who said, but for them, they wouldn't having popular songs right now. Do you get? So, is it now getting us to a point where people are taking ownership of other people's hard work?
Okay, I feel like this goes down to the creation of the song. As an artist, you need to know what type of artist you are. There are artists that know that they are not meant, or their talent or their song are not meant for a lot of people. Artists like Johnny Joe, artists like Wolasi, they won't fight for popularity because they know that their songs or the kind of song they make are meant for some type of people. As an artist, if you're able to tell that the music you make are not for like everybody, you'll be at peace with yourself. You won't have to you won't have to feel frustrated because your song is not popular. You will just understand the business. And there are artists like Kwame Eugene that cannot help it, but their song
will be everywhere.
Big.
I mean, because
exactly.
it's relatable to
everyone. So you're supposed to know what, or the target market, the songs you're making. You need to know the kind of people the songs are for. I mean, that's just...
All right. Now, Edem, you have been an entertainment journalist for a very long time. You have seen the landscape from then, now, and even probably can project the future and everything. Looking at then and now, right, how beneficial, or what are the benefits we've derived from social media when it comes to the entertainment space and the entertainment industry?
Oh, I think that the benefits are very, very, enormous. Social media has become the thing. It's become an addition to, kind of help you open up, you understand? Because when social media was introduced earlier, it was more of like families. And it helps people to transmit things, via visual means to different communities. So it's like it becomes a platform for you to enlarge. And music business is about numbers. So the social media has become a tool through which you can enlarge your market as an artist. So look at this. Through social media, there have been a lot of discoveries. So that is one key role it is playing for the industry. An artist like Black Sheriff, even though certain people knew him when he was coming up and were giving him the helping hand, when certain gatekeepers in the industry started posting his things, everybody started paying attention to him. That is the discovery of social media. Recently, there was one guy, Ekow, through social media. But for social media, it would have been very difficult for him to break through the traditional means. So this is the power it carries, discovery. And many talents have been discovered throughout the world. And also, it's also, back in the days, it was a point where music consumption was in the hands of the traditional media. Now, music consumption has been decentralized and it's in the hands of people. And because of social media, people like TikTok, people can even interact with the songs and do so many things with the song. And through that, it can help make the songs go viral. And there was another bit of social media to the space, that is artists having the chance to be able to, interface with their fans so that it doesn't look like you are chatting with a wall or something. And by so doing, they are able to increase what we call their equity. That's how people love them, because they see some of these things they do, and these artists can even interface with them very easily. And as a result of that, is able to increase their reach and get them so many deals.
But you see, one thing too that we need to understand is, it's good you're mentioning that artists are able to interact with their fans. Now, artists are also able to rally their fans to go after another artist. So is that also something that we need to check? Because then again, I love, say, Trigmatic. Trigmatic gets on social media and says, hi, everybody, let's go this direction. And because it is mass media, everybody is on there, everybody is going that direction. How can we even get to control that better?
See, that is minute on the larger scale. And it's about the artist understanding how useful that social media tool can. If you can rally your fans to go and attack somebody, why don't you rally them to go and stream your song or promote your song? Why don't you rally them to come to your concert? Why don't you rally them to buy your merch? These are the positives of social media. So you need to, understand that this has so much power than, the way you want to use it. That does not bring you money. You understand? So it's also a certain responsibility on the artist, because these tools have come in handy. How do we utilize them? And that is the work of the artist and the team. So they shouldn't rather look at these negatives. Rather, we should look at the positive and how best we can use to turn things around for our music space.
All right. Now, what would be your advice to fans of some of these artists who are watching us right now when the act gets on social media and they are rallying people to go do A, B, or C? What would be your advice to such people who are die-hard fans, like the fanaticism?
No matter how much of a die fan you are of an artist, you can't love someone better than you love yourself. And just remember that the social media never forgets. Whatever you do will come back to haunt you. So if you rally against another artist because your fave artist is asking you to do it, just know that you go for a job interview and then that will come, turn around and hit. You know the funny thing?
Recently there was something like that.
All those people who rally their fave asks them to do something and they do. At the end of the day, when they meet the artists they went against, they cannot even talk to them. They are always like, oh, I love you, but so they can only do this on social media. When you meet the person in real life, you can also do it. And I also wanted to touch on the fact that influencers saying that, but for them, your song wouldn't be a hit. That's also another industry. We cannot bypass that industry.
Okay.
The influencer industry. So we should just give respect to them and let them and allow them to do their job, because we need them, the artists need them. So it's also an industry, just like the way the music is. After creating the music, you need someone or a group of people to carry the song to your fans. You cannot carry the song to your fans alone. So we need to respect that industry too, so that they can also do their job.
All right. Now to trigger final words on this conversation. Now, looking at social media, the young acts that are coming out right now, what would be your advice to especially the young acts? Because like I was saying earlier, right now, if your song is not big on social media, then you're like, hey, I've not dropped a hit, or I've not done something, I've not done anything. You didn't even have social media in your time, but you were able to break through and become one of like the most celebrated artists in Ghana. So what would be your advice to the young acts right now?
Well, I'd say social media is here. It's not going to go. It's not going now, and maybe never. And people say something powerful. Know yourself as an artist. I'm speaking for the artists before I talk to the fans. Know yourself as an artist. There are people who produce records. There are people who produce one hits. And all of them are musicians. You can't take anything from any one of them. And so find yourself and use social media to your advantage, like Edem said. Like I said, there's so many benefits I've had. I've been running African Music Business Dialogue for 3 years. In these 3 years, never have I had physical meetings with any of my resource people. It's been through social media. And speaking of maybe high-level music executives, across the world, and it's been easy. And so use it to your advantage. It could be for collaborations. It could be even finding yourself on a label. It could be speaking with label execs, A&Rs, and what have you. Explore it. It's a huge place. It's like being in the world. If you have some capital, fly around and see what's happening. If you're in Africa, check out music in Africa.net. Find out what's happening. What are the music festivals happening across Africa? How do I register? How do I get on board? All these things are available. These are tools that are available.
Sure.
If you're a fan, it gives you space to explore other artists as well. There's so many talents across Africa. There's so many talents even in Ghana that haven't been exhausted yet. And so it's a space where you can find them. And like she mentioned, social media is giving room for employability. Well, I was at the UNECA conference in Nigeria, and on one person's research, it was discovered that it's the second highest employer. And so if it's the second highest employer, and we're crying that we don't have jobs, then clearly we have not explored well what we can do with social media, because when I look at our space here in Ghana on social media, it's been a one-way road, but there's so many diversions that we can use instead of like bashing, insulting. There's more that you can do. People are actually learning on social media. People are finding new roles, new jobs. Nowadays, there's cyber days, cyber units, social media team. People are creating companies out of it, and so take advantage and make the best out of it.
All right, so take advantage and make the best out of it. I mean, thank you guys very much, Edem, Purple, Trigmatic. I mean, I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you guys again.
I'd like to say thank you to Bruno Vitashi for this outfit.
Oh, for this nice outfit. Nice one, Charlie. Thank you very much. And